In a world where voices clamor for attention, where words spill endlessly into the void of hurried conversations, there exists a rare and transformative art, one that has the power to change lives, mend relationships, and build bridges across even the deepest divides. It is the power of presence. The art of deep listening. Imagine this: you're speaking to someone about a struggle, a worry, a dream. They nod absent-mindedly, their gaze flitting to their phone, their mind elsewhere. You sense the disconnection. Now, contrast that with a different experience, one where the listener locks eyes with you, absorbs every word, and gives you their undivided attention. The difference is profound. One leaves you unheard, the other, deeply valued. Deep listening is more than simply hearing words. It is a practice of immersing oneself in another's experience, feeling the weight of their emotions, and understanding their needs beyond mere speech. It is a gift, a silent acknowledgement that says, "You matter." But why is deep listening so rare? Why, in an age of instant communication, do we so often feel unheard? We live in a world of distractions. Our minds are flooded with notifications, deadlines, and an endless stream of information. As someone speaks, our thoughts race. What's next on the to-do list? Did I respond to that email? Where did I put my keys? Beyond distractions, we carry our own biases and judgments. The mind, conditioned over years of experiences, quickly leaps to conclusions. Before a speaker has finished their sentence, assumptions take root, distorting the true message. We hear not what is said, but what we expect to hear. Then there is the ever-present preoccupation with ourselves. Too often as someone speaks, we are not truly listening. We are waiting for our turn to respond, crafting our next words before they even finish theirs. We are caught in the rhythm of conversation as a performance rather than a connection. And yet, despite these barriers, deep listening is possible. It is a skill, one that can be cultivated, nurtured, and practiced every day. The first step is active listening. It is more than just hearing, it is engaging. It is leaning forward, nodding, using verbal affirmations like "I see" or "tell me more." It is about reflecting back what has been said, so what you're saying is, to ensure true understanding. Then there is empathy. To truly listen is to step into another's world, to suspend judgment and see through their eyes. It is about more than words, it is about emotions. A sigh, a pause, a tremor in the voice, these too are part of the story. Non-judgmental curiosity is another pillar. Instead of seeking to respond, we seek to understand. We ask open-ended questions, questions that invite rather than constrain. What was that like for you? How did that make you feel? What do you need most right now? Through these techniques, listening transforms from a passive act to an active connection. And with it, relationships begin to shift. When people feel truly heard, communication flourishes. Misunderstandings dissolve. Instead of talking past each other, we begin talking to each other. Deep listening fosters trust. It strengthens bonds between partners, friends, and family members. It tells the other person, "You are safe here. Your words matter." In moments of conflict, listening becomes a bridge. It softens anger, diffuses resentment, and opens a space for resolution. It transforms "you don't understand" into "I feel heard." The power of deep listening extends beyond personal relationships. Leaders who listen inspire loyalty. Therapists who listen facilitate healing. Teachers who listen unlock potential in their students. Parents who listen nurture confidence in their children. Deep listening is not just a skill, it is a way of being. It is a practice of mindfulness, of being present not only with others but also with ourselves. It starts with awareness, recognizing when our minds wander, and gently bringing our attention back. It is the discipline of patience, resisting the urge to interrupt, to fix, to offer unsolicited advice. It is the willingness to embrace silence, to allow space for thought and reflection. Listening, truly listening, is an act of love. It is a gift we can offer to those around us, a bridge to deeper understanding, a force for connection in an increasingly disconnected world. So the next time someone speaks to you, Pause. Set aside your distractions. Look them in the eye. Hear not just their words but the unspoken truths beneath them. And in that moment, give them the rare and precious gift of being truly heard. Because in the end, the power of presence, the power of deep listening, is not just about hearing another's voice. It is about understanding their heart. Part 2. Vulnerability. A word often misunderstood. A feeling often feared. And yet, at its core, vulnerability is not weakness, it is the ultimate act of strength. When we allow ourselves to be seen, truly seen, we step into the depths of what it means to love and be loved. To be vulnerable is to say, "Here I am. This is me. My fears, my insecurities, my deepest hopes, and unspoken dreams." To be vulnerable is to remove the mask, to lay down the armor, and to invite another into the truth of our being. But why is it so difficult? For centuries, vulnerability has been associated with fragility. Society tells us that strength means having no cracks, no doubts, no fear. But in truth, strength is in the courage to be real, to open the door to another, and trust that they will not turn away. Love, in its purest form, cannot exist without it. The power of vulnerability in love. Imagine two people standing on opposite sides of a bridge. Each longs to reach the other, but there is only one way across. The bridge itself is built not of stone, not of wood, but of vulnerability. Every time one person takes a step forward, sharing a fear, expressing an insecurity, revealing a hope, the bridge strengthens. But if they refuse to step, the gap remains, and love remains distant. In relationships, vulnerability is the foundation of connection. It is the willingness to say, "This is what I fear. This is what I need. This is where I hurt." And in doing so, we create a space where our partner can do the same. It is in these raw moments that love is forged. Not in perfection, but in honesty. And yet, vulnerability is not simply about sharing pain. It is about sharing joy too. It is about saying, "I believe in this dream. I feel deeply about this. This moment makes me truly happy." Vulnerability allows us to show up fully, to be known in every sense of the word. These are some benefits of vulnerability in relationships. When we embrace vulnerability, something remarkable happens. Intimacy deepens. Love moves beyond the surface. It is no longer about routines and pleasantries, it becomes about truly seeing and being seen. Consider the conversations that linger in your heart. Are they the ones filled with small talk? Or are they the ones where someone said, "I've never told anyone this before," and then trusted you enough to share? It is in these moments that love becomes something more, something unbreakable. Vulnerability strengthens communication. When we allow ourselves to be open, we invite honesty. We create a space where difficult conversations are no longer battles to be won but bridges to be built. We say, "I am struggling with this," instead of hiding our emotions behind silence or anger. And most importantly, vulnerability builds resilience. Life is unpredictable. Love will face storms. But when we have built a relationship on honesty, we do not weather the storm alone. We navigate it together. Hand in hand. Heart to heart. The question then is how? How do we take down the walls we have spent a lifetime building? The answer is simple but not easy, one step at a time. Start small. Vulnerability does not mean bearing your soul in one conversation. It means sharing a piece of yourself, a thought, a feeling, an experience. It means testing the waters and allowing trust to grow. Practice active listening. Vulnerability is not just about speaking, it is about receiving. When your partner shares, listen. Do not judge. Do not fix. Simply hold space for them to be. To be open. To be seen. To be known. And perhaps most importantly, stay present. Do not let the ghosts of the past dictate the vulnerability of the present. Love exists in the here and now. Choose to show up fully, not weighed down by old wounds. Fear. But what if fear takes hold? Understand its root. Are you afraid of rejection? Of judgment? Of losing control? Recognizing the fear is the first step to moving through it. Challenge your assumptions. We often believe that if we are truly seen, we will be unworthy. But what if the opposite is true? What if being seen allows love to deepen, not disappear? And remember, you do not have to do this alone. Seek support. Speak to those who have earned your trust. A friend. A therapist. A partner willing to walk this journey with you. Vulnerability cannot exist in isolation. It must be nurtured. Encouraged. Celebrated. Encourage your partner's vulnerability. When they open up, respond with kindness, not criticism. When they share, meet them with understanding, not dismissal. And above all, practice self-compassion. Vulnerability is not about being fearless. It is about being brave despite the fear. Vulnerability is not a destination, it is a journey. It is not a single moment of courage, but a continuous choice to show up, to be open, to be real. It is the quiet bravery of saying, "I trust you with this piece of me." And in doing so, inviting another to do the same. So, as you move forward in love, ask yourself this: will you choose safety or connection? Will you choose the mask or the truth? Because in the end, love, real love, demands vulnerability. And the beauty of it? When you choose vulnerability, love chooses you back. Part 3. Love. It is one of the most profound emotions known to humanity. It has been written about in poetry, painted in grand masterpieces, and sung about in the most heartfelt melodies. Love shapes our relationships, defines our connections, and gives meaning to our most treasured moments. But love is not a one-size-fits-all experience. We express love in different ways, and we receive it in different ways. And that is where love languages come in. The concept of love languages was introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman, a renowned counselor and author, who spent years studying relationships and the way people communicate love. Through his work, he discovered something striking. While all humans long for love, not all receive or express it in the same way. This revelation led to the identification of 5 distinct love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Each of these represents a unique way that people give and receive love. Understanding them, and more importantly, understanding the love language of your partner, can transform relationships, strengthen bonds, and create deeper intimacy. Imagine this: a husband tirelessly works late into the night, fixing every broken appliance, keeping the home in pristine condition, and making sure every little task is done. He believes that by doing this, he is showing his love. But his wife feels neglected. She yearns for words of affirmation, simple, heartfelt expressions like, "I love you," "I appreciate all you do," "You mean the world to me." To her, those words hold more weight than a perfectly maintained home. The love is there, but the language is lost in translation. This is the power and the challenge of love languages. Let's explore them in depth. Words of affirmation. Words hold immense power. For those whose primary love language is words of affirmation, verbal expressions of love are the heartbeat of their emotional well-being. These individuals feel most loved when they hear sincere compliments, words of encouragement, and verbal affirmations of affection. Think about a couple who has been together for years. The spark is still there, but one of them, let's call her Lisa, often feels unappreciated. Every day, she puts in effort, supporting, nurturing, being present. But what she longs for are the words, "You're amazing," "I see how hard you work," "I'm so lucky to have you." Without these, she feels unseen, even if her partner loves her deeply. For those who speak this language, silence can feel like distance. But a few simple, heartfelt words can make all the difference. Now, let's step into the world of acts of service. For some, love is best expressed through actions rather than words. These people feel most loved when their partner takes the time to do something thoughtful, preparing a meal, taking care of responsibilities, or simply easing a burden. Picture a young couple, Daniel and Maria. Maria is exhausted after a long day at work. She steps into the house, and instead of the usual chaos, she finds the dishes done, dinner prepared, and a warm cup of tea waiting for her. Daniel hasn't said much, but his actions speak louder than words. To Maria, this simple act isn't just a task completed, it's love, expressed in a way that resonates with her deeply. Receiving gifts. For some, love is tangible. It comes in the form of gifts, thoughtful, meaningful, and symbolic. But this isn't about materialism, it's about the message behind the gift. Consider a father who spends weeks searching for the perfect book his daughter once mentioned in passing. When he presents it to her, it's not just a book, it's proof that he listens, that he values her thoughts, that he cares enough to remember. To those who speak this language, gifts are not about extravagance, they are tokens of love, moments captured in something physical. Quality time. Now, imagine a world where love isn't about words, gifts, or even actions, it's about presence. For those whose love language is quality time, undivided attention is the greatest expression of love. Take the case of an elderly couple, Robert and Eleanor. After decades together, the most valuable thing they share is time, long conversations over morning coffee, quiet walks, simply being together. It's not about grand gestures, it's about the moments that say, "You matter to me, and I want to be with you." Physical touch. Lastly, there is the language of physical touch. To some, a hug, a gentle touch on the arm, or holding hands is the deepest form of connection. It's the reassurance of love in its most primal form. Think of a child running into their mother's arms after a tough day at school. No words are exchanged, but in that embrace, love is felt completely. For those who speak this language, touch is more than contact, it's comfort, security, and affection wrapped into one. Brief pause, allowing reflection. But what happens when love languages clash? What if one partner craves quality time, but the other expresses love through acts of service? What if words of affirmation mean everything to one person, but to their partner, love is better shown through physical touch? Misunderstandings can arise. Frustration can grow. But there is hope. By learning and understanding each other's love language, couples can bridge the gap between their expressions of love. It takes effort, awareness, and most importantly, a willingness to step outside of one's comfort zone to meet the other person where they are. So, how do we put this into action? First, identify your own love language. Pay attention to what makes you feel most loved. Then, observe your partner. How do they express love? What do they respond to the most? Have open, honest conversations. Ask questions. Share your needs. And most importantly, be intentional in speaking your partner's love language, even if it's different from your own. Love languages are more than just a concept. They are a roadmap to deeper connection, greater understanding, and more fulfilling relationships. So tonight, as you sit with your partner or think of the ones you love, ask yourself, am I speaking their language? And if the answer is uncertain, perhaps it's time to learn. Because love is not just about feeling, it's about understanding, giving, and receiving in a way that truly speaks to the heart. If this message resonated with you, take a moment today to practice deep listening. Be fully present with someone, whether it's a loved one, a friend, or a colleague. Observe the impact. See how a simple act of genuine attention can transform a conversation, a relationship, even a life. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. How has deep listening affected your life? Have you experienced moments where being truly heard changed everything? Let's continue the conversation below. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more powerful content on self-growth, communication, and the art of human connection. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Together, let's build a world that listens, understands, and connects on a deeper level. Thank you for watching, and remember, your presence, your attention, and your ability to truly listen are gifts. Use them wisely.